How's it going? Got me parcels today in the mail. This is one of them, 1010. Swapped my 261 stihl for this, an 850 and a 750 EVL Echo. She's a bit low on compression, but he did say it does run, so let's see. Just want to hear it pop. She popped. Yummy. That's blocked. This and the 850 need a good clean. Little Promac 1010, I've always wanted one. Now I've got one. No, muffler's broken, so is this, but I've got a spare one of these. She's pretty dirty, you can tell it was running. Put that on the shelf. Bring the 850 in. He said he wasn't sure on this one. This is the guy I swapped. Same guy. There's fresh sawdust around the front of the power head, so it was running recently. Air filter hasn't been cleaned in a while, and there's a lot of gunk inside the air box, which scares me. It's got compression though. That really scares me, all that gunk in there, but I'll just want to see if it fires. Put the switch on. Compression release. I just want to hear it fire. I'm happy with that. That's all. This was assembled in Australia. McCulloch of Australia, Proprietary Limited. There's a few fasteners that are loose. Fuel tank's nice and clean. Just yeah, it is nice and clean. It's got the duckbill valve on the cap. Doesn't have the chain though. Beautiful. Getting ahead of myself here. This sail's going to get a nice deep clean. Because it'll be put into service when I work out the chain brake, while it's not. You can't push it forward, that little finger. Now I'll get the 750, I know it runs. big unit. Well, very low hour. There's only a little bit of paint left, paint off the foot pad. This top piece, there's actually yellow paint under the black. That might have been a quick throw together. Leftover parts at the factory. They might have run out of the Echo branded. Yeah. This will be a quick fire as well. Try not to get any sawdust in there. Quick fire. I scored big time this time. So I've mentioned a fair few times, the two saws I had, well, my first two saws ever was this one, 750 EVL, and a Pro Max 650. This saw was very powerful when I was 18, 19. I just didn't know how to sharpen chain. I still don't. I've practiced and practiced and practiced. I mean, I'm getting better, but when you got a cheap Chinese bar that can't, the rails wear out very quickly on them. It's still cut and crooked. You'll know what I'm talking about. I'm about to go now and edit and upload them. Give us a look at how my 281 build went. I'm calling it the 281. It's got a 181 top end on a 288 bottom end, so that's a 281 in my eyes. Just call it my name, Brendo's 281. That's the name I've given it. The missus didn't film the 311, which is a shame because it performs now like a 391. Throttle lock does work. Operator presence is snapped off, it's still there slightly. No biggie in my book. I'm happy. Yeah, 281, 410 homie I took out. It's cleaner sisters sitting there. Impressive saw for what it is. It's got a 18 or 20 inch on it, hard nose. I think it's an 18. 19 maybe. Hard nose bar. It's impressive for what it is. You'll see it cutting noodles. That's the second cut. She should have filmed the first one, but the second one was a little bit slow because of where I was on the log. I was noodling, cutting with the grain. Uh, 372. It was a machine until it decided to start playing up. I think the flywheels come unglued because I use JB weld, and I think it's either retarded or advanced the timing. Probably retarded, I'd say. I reckon it was up around 15,000 RPMs. 15 and a half, 16 might even be. I had to fatten it up a fair amount on the high screw. That's pulling the 24, so's the 281. Excuse me. So I took the 410, 041 Farm Boss, 311, 372 and 281. Farm Boss I didn't cut, but I started and run it because I run every other saw. The bar and chain was blunt. I took 120 20-inch steel bar and chain, and I took the 24-inch bar and chain for the Husky mount, and the 410, the bar is already on it. So that's that. I'll go and edit it now, put it up so you can watch. And then there's 2 videos there of when the 281 went bad. It's misfiring. Reese seems to think it's a coil or trigger problem. I reckon the flywheel key has sort of sheared. I said that before. It'll idle all day, but as soon as you give it any revs, it starts carrying on like this thing, 051. So yeah, 3 saws for one. This did not come with a bar and chain as far as I can tell. It had a bar and chain on it on the ad. There's two 20-inch, I think 21s, inch bars and chains up there on the table that come with it. No, I didn't. This has got separate oil passage. Not to worry, I've got 20-inch, 18-inch. .50 gauge on the 500 and the Farm Ace. Now I've got to rearrange my tree to accommodate this 750. I'm actually looking at a bar and chain on oh no, that's a McCulloch bar and chain, I think. Anyhow, that's enough rambling for now. I'm going to go give these a degrease. I think the 850 at least. Now I've got to rearrange my saws. I don't know if anyone on YouTube's seen them, but that's the Mac collection there. 250. I've got a new sprocket for it to put on it. 650, 2.610s, a 5700, the Pro Mac 800, which is no good, and the little PM 360. The 800's mint, but it's scored on the intake. The person who used to own it run it without an air filter, and she's ingested some sawdust and whatnot, probably dirt. I might be able to save it, but it's a jigsaw to tear down. It's a pity that's that one that Reese had for me for a while. It was seized. He kept filling the top of the bore with WD-40. Just kept on spraying it until we'd fill it up. The next day he'll come back, or next time he's down in his garage, he'd fill it up again through the plug hole. It's got compression, more than that 1010. It'll fire, but that's it, it won't run. Maybe the rings are stuck, I don't know. I haven't gone any further into it other than fill it up with fuel, prime it, it'll fire on its own fuel, but it won't run. I've tried to tune it, all that sort of stuff, but she's a wall hanger now. Maybe one day I'll order the little red barn piston and rings. Maybe we'll get stuck into it. I might leave that for a project for later on down the few years, and because we all know we're going battery by 2050. I wonder if the government will prohibit collectors having any of the petrol power equipment after that date. It's going to be a shame if that's the case. We won't even be able to get them out and do or start them up Sundays. I'll be 65 then, which is going to be a shame. Everyone's going to be hermits. Won't be allowed to go outside, won't be allowed to fart, do any of that. You don't know how they're going to, what's going to become of it. It's the only happiness you got in life. Get out and breathe in some two-stroke therapy. It's therapy for me. I love it. Mrs. loves it. She'll run a saw when she feels like it, but my kids, they're doing it now, but it's not going to work. Zero emissions. They're not going to allow you to run a petrol chainsaw in the forest, but they'll burn off and kill animals. They're allowed to take dead hollow logs because you're taking away habitat for the insects and that, but they'll go and burn the forest. I can't work it out. Yeah, that's enough rambling. I'm going to go clean this. I've got to unpack the car, bring the trailer out, all that before dinner. Thanks for watching. Just thought I'd give you a look at what I picked up for swaps. Manual oiler works. My 261 that I did the video series on, the top end replacement muffler mod with the 024 muffler, 024, 026 muffler, but I actually got an OEM muffler. Fairly cheap. I put that on. Then I went to my neighbour's. He cut up a fair amount of wood. I said he run it in. I stood there and watched him while he was running it in. The muffler turned blue from the heat, and I haven't used it since, so I thought it's better that someone else gets use out of it. I want these old saws. I don't care if I just swapped it for the 850, but I got all three in the deal, so that's it. Hooroo, thanks for watching.